What's up, YouTube? Hello and welcome into part 3. Part 3 plus 20. The big one! It's time for the big one. I appreciate that you made it this far. As always. And my God. Can we just talk for a second? If you're not subscribed to the channel, if you haven't subbed to the channel and you've made it this far, consider this the big one, okay? Take a second. Do the big one. Do the hard thing. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll wait. Hit it. Good Lord. If you've made it all the way this far and you've watched my other playthroughs, the least you could do. It's free. You click one button. If you're like, but Dr. Mick, I'm going to get email notifications every time you go live, and my inbox is a delicate little flower that can't be overwatered. Well, then turn off notifications, okay? Just turn them off. You literally see the little bell, you click that, and you turn it off. And then you don't get go live notifications from me. But I appreciate this. This is how I get into y'all. Being YouTubers hard, okay? I want to be in the eyes of many people so they can benefit from this stream. So do it. Take a second to do it. I really appreciate those of you that have. Thank you. You deserve more energy from me. Thank you. And thanks for leaving likes and comments. All right, let's do it. Let's do the big one. Let's do the big one. Because that's all we got left, and I'm not going to kill Franklin again going to the top of the Maze Bank Tower. So let's go. Let's be old Trevor Phillips and let's fly our ass over there. I don't close the doors on my helicopters. Also, if you ever want to be here live, twitch.tv/DrMick. Here at 9:30 p.m. Pacific time most nights. I like the extra breeze. No, it closes by itself. I installed an automatic door closing mechanism. Alright, we good on volume, fam? Did we do the FIB heist or just plan it? We did it. I missed the cold open. Anything crazy happened? No, we just, it was just me and Trevor hanging out in the rain. Oh my God, it's windy. Holy shit. Holy shit. Flying a helicopter in the rain is no joke. Union Depository. Now, this is going to be really intense because there's a lot at stake here. And there's more at stake here than I think is even overtly available to us. Anybody who's watching this, if you've ever been in a position where you know that you're doing the last hurrah of something, it's something that we idealize for a long time. We get so excited about these things that we anticipate are going to happen in the future. Particularly these giant nodal instances. And we often mistakenly think that when we do those things, it's going to be just an unconditionally fabulous time. And what people often aren't prepared for is that it isn't always. Sometimes it is. But sometimes you don't really attend to the fact that that's an end mark until you're there. So, in this case, the Union Depository heist represents closing the book on Trevor and Michael and Franklin's relationship, potentially, and Lester. And there can be a real disappointment that sneaks in when you actually do the thing that you've been looking forward to, because this overwhelming sense of, oh my God, all of the energy I've had has gone into anticipation of this, rather than enjoying it as it happens. And now I'm attending to the fact that this represents something more than what it is. That can be pretty overwhelming. So I really think it's important to prepare ourselves for this, that this is going to be emotionally draining in ways that maybe we don't originally think about, but are absolutely going to impact the way that we attend to what's happening in the moment. One of the best examples I could think of is like a wedding. People look forward to weddings so much, and then when the wedding happens, it's just like not what you think it's going to be. It's tiring. It's great, but it also like it represents a lot of stuff, and then you realize like, holy shit, we've been spending so much energy preparing for this. We haven't really thought about what happens after. Beautiful morning in Los Santos. Absolutely gorgeous morning for us to rob the Union Depository. Yep, so did we, Slate. Nothing happened because I couldn't. My wife didn't even get the bobby pins out of her hair before I was passed out. Dude, what? Our wedding was awesome, but it was so tiring. It was so tiring. All right, we're gonna land on top of the burger shot, I think. You ever ridden a helicopter IRL? Yes, in Alaska. On top of a glacier. Boom, look at that landing. Come on now. Your boy's a pro. Put that away, Trevor. Hey, what's up, man? Did you see me land that helicopter? Yeah, alright. I get it, man. I get it. You just want to drink your coffee. I get it. That's cool, man. Do your thing. I'm gonna be bad, and I'm gonna cross while the hand thing is up. What's up, Moonkeeper? Chop is the best. Agree.
Hello? Monique.
Yeah, we also got married in Vegas, Jack. It was great. Now we live here. Alright, to the strip club. Horny girls. Oh, wow. Horny girls dying to meet you. It's amazing how many hot moms in my area can't wait to meet me.
Mr. Phillips, hope all is well, sir.
All's great, amigo. Earmuffs. Oh, wait, no. All right.
Here, put this on. You know, I'm gonna scan this place for cameras when you're gone, Peeper.
Hey, when this thing is done, the girls are gonna be videoing me.
Nah, ain't gonna happen.
What ain't gonna happen?
$400 million isn't making this guy a player, and it ain't making you a good person. Now put on your clothes.
Hey, so we ready finna get this shit cracking, right?
Yes,
yeah.
yes. If you actually get dressed, then maybe you will.
Ready for action, huh?
Let's go.
Looking
All right, I'm
good,
gonna meet
Trevor.
my guy at the bank. Gold ain't ours yet, but we are this close.
Get the crew. Let's go. Let's go. Work that shit.
Right. It's happening. Let's rock out to some tunes.
I know it's late in the day to be questioning the logic of our plan, but why exactly is Lester with me in the chopper? Shouldn't we hire someone who's, I don't know, capable? I'm here, you can ask me.
We need Lester in the air, running comms and managing the link up with the train. Some rent.
Oh man, sometimes people show hierarchies in ways that they may not even be consciously trying to do. And Trevor very much just showed his own orientation to Lester, really, and how he sees Lester in the hierarchy of them by literally asking a question that Lester could answer while Lester's sitting there to somebody else. It's a very passive shot at Lester. And it's surprising to me because Trevor knows how important Lester is to these operations. It's not like Trevor's stupid and is like, I don't get why Lester's here. He knows that he's the brains of this. So, it means one of two things, in my opinion. One is that Trevor is also angry at Lester, but doesn't know how to take it out on Lester because Lester is more intelligent than he is. And he's mad about Lester for the exact same thing that he's mad at Michael about, which is that I think he was probably supposed to be the one that was buried in the ground instead of Brad, and that nobody told him about Brad. And so I think in some ways Trevor is intimidated by Lester and knows that he's smart, so he tries to cut him down passively instead of directly as a way to make him feel like shit about himself and project onto Trevor instead of handle it directly. The other potential explanation is that Trevor is feeling the vulnerability of this moment, which is what we just talked about 10 minutes ago. That Trevor's connected to these guys. These are all Trevor's really had, aside from like Ron, but he doesn't really see Ron the same way. And he knows this is it. And so he's distancing himself from the vulnerability of this moment by being maybe a little bit more aggressive and taking shots at Lester and taking shots at Michael. A lot of us will do this. It's a lot easier to part angry than it is to part sad. So we will create distance by injecting some aggression. It may be both. It may be something else. But that's kind of my read on it, because it's a bit odd to me that Trevor would take shots at Lester like that while we're in the middle of the biggest thing that any of us has planned for and wanted to do for so long.
Oh, it ain't gonna be able to handle logistics, T.
Rent a hood? That's just one of the hats I wear. Hey, I'm in the tunnel, man. When you start your fill the bag with Bill's routine, give me a word.
Got it, Franklin. Okie dokie. Oh, I needed to go upstairs. Oops. By upstairs, I mean up ramp.
You ready to do something profoundly stupid?
Dumber than Polito Bay and working for Trevor. Okay.
Hey, let's drill a hole in this damn thing.
Oh, yeah.
This is a robbery! Get on the damn floor! That's the wall we need to go through.
Calling all units. We have a 211 at the Beach Depository. Suspect looking for the suicide. Possible hostage situation.
Easy. Steady. Steady.
You gotta turn on the drill bit.
Move, come on, homie. Hey, here we go.
Woo! Damn.
We're inside the vault. Cops ain't gonna be long. Let's blow these cages while we can.
Let's go! Place explosive charges on the vault doors. Done.
Both cages, homie.
Look at all those gold bars. Look at all of them.
Set. Let's open them up. We got access.
Tell it behind me. There's cops in there.
Get the metal over here for pickup. I'll handle the heat.
I'll handle the heat. Bet your ass I will. Oh, shit.
Keep the cops off me, okay? I'm here for the bullion. Cough it up.
I'm holding them down.
Go full John Wick here.
More cops
Come on.
the other side of the tunnel.
Other side, I'm on it. Get the trolleys where we need them.
I don't care how far underground you gotta go to get it. I ain't leaving the Union Depository without some gold.
First was in place.
Hey, move the metal, man.
Who would win, the entire SWAT team or one little pistol-y boy?
is awkward. Cause I ain't leaving here without the gold. What's the point
Woo!
in sticking up the Union Depository if you ain't gonna leave with the gold?
Hey, T, the metal's ready to go. Where the choppers at?
Helicopter inbound. See you in a second.
The metal's ready to move.
Let's go.
Hey, we got you. Lower the wings. Hey, I got this one. You get the next one. Oh, shit. Over there, dog. Look out.
Cops at the vault now. They're coming from the bank.
Protect yourself. There's shrapnel everywhere.
Everything okay down there?
Don't worry about us. Just get the bricks out.
Where are all these cops leaving? I got demands!
Hey, the vault's empty already, punk.
They got men rappelling into the hall. I gotta pull the chopper out a minute.
Get back in the bank.
Oh shit.
You motherfucking asshole.
The bricks are gone, right?
I'm bringing the chopper back around.
Nah, man. Get the... Go, dog. Get the metal out the city.
They're fine. We head for the city limits.
Ooh, baby. Here we go.
So the chopper's away. All right, we're coming out the back door.
All right, man, look, downtown's locked up tight. We should get out of here together, dog. Meet at the footbridge to Arcadians.
Getaway car won't fit floor and hardware. I'll cover you, then I'll get out on my own.
Really? Good luck, dog. I'm running.
$4,000 or what? 4 tons of gold?
Meeting up at the altar.
Oh, jeez.
The street footbridge.
Testing ground and air units. Suspect engaging officers on the west side of the Union Depository. Requesting
Oh god, full stars. We're gonna have the
Where'd all the news guys go? Was there
the
another
military on
robbery?
us. Best pistol in the West, man.
We ain't even got a die pack.
Call me Marston.
Down here! Whoa, whoa, chopper!
I have an RPG? I don't.
Hey, they didn't give us the goal.
Beam up the mothership!
Damn, you made it. Whew. After doing the walk in the Union Depository, man.
It was a whole lot less successful than your lick, but we needed to divide attention.
Woo! God!
This is a fascist state.
Hey, come on!
Oh shit. Oh shit, I was not expecting that.
We're getting out one way or another.
Officer on the ground! Changing man! Don't get in our way!
The government stole more gold than we have.
We will go through you. Take down that chopper. We're going across. Clear these guys.
Woo! God!
You really want to die for these assholes?
Let me just casually take my RPG out of my pocket.
Hey, don't die today!
On the floor.
Don't be dumb!
Come on, this is a game to me.
You really want to do this?
Y'all stupid? Move!
Also, can we just talk about how the police force of Los Santos is
Be a hero.
nutty?
I need some space here, fellas.
Form up on me.
Move or get moved!
Come on, let us go. cops at street level. Stay above them. Police chopper on our 9. Look out!
I'm picking up talk on the Merryweather channel. They know we hit the UD, and they're planning some vigilanteism.
Public law enforcement's doing just fine trying to kill us. So tell them not to bother. There it goes. We won't make it on the roads. Stay high. Stay on the walkways.
Woo. We got everybody on us. This is gonna be crazy.
We really need to go.
Stairs on the right. Let's go. We're exposed here. Look out.
Oh boy.
Don't pretend to be human.
I ain't laying down. Cops in the chopper. Take it down before they get out. We going this way.
I love how he's just like,
Some room.
You want to get in my
I was just
way?
like, you asshole.
We're getting out one way or another. Keep moving. Keep moving. Right side. We got heat. F, you're on our flank. I'll take everything in front of us. We will go through you.
This is crazy. Like,
Hey, we coming through.
the most worthless police force
Your wives.
in the history of police forces. Wow, I've been doing this with Franklin as a 20.
Get out of here. You really want to do this? You're going down.
I see you over there. Come on, poke your head out.
Advance on them. Left passage up here. Let's go.
Whew.
Shit. Get down. Back up. Merryweather found us. Come on, let us go.
Oh, God.
The government stole more gold than we have.
Don't get in our way. Shit, it's dead.
There we go.
You really
There we go.
fight for these assholes?
Where's the military? The military's got to be here soon.
We're taking these steps. Hey, is the metal safe? Merryweather ain't gonna jack your ass.
Roadside town, waiting on a train. No Merryweather on the horizon.
All right, cool.
What the hell? Oh, they're down below us?
Come on, stay together.
I don't see
You
him.
won't win this fight.
Prohibition.
Oh, we got to go down the stairs. Ooh. Down, 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 down.
I ain't laying down. We move as a team, F. Out the way.
Beam up to the mothership.
We're getting out one way or another. Let's go. Let's go. On our 3. Cops inbound. You know why I want to get out of this? You got a wife and kids, right? And you don't want them to lose. Because if I go down, Trevor's ass gets my share.
Yeah, sure. That's what you're thinking about right now. Sure.
On me.
Parking lot's under the building. We got the car stashed there.
You're lizards. Don't pretend to be human.
Don't be dumb. We take these cops. Buy us some time to get out.
By 3 heavily armed suspects cited entering the parking garage at the arcade.
Federal government stooges.
Come on, let us go.
Let us go.
Back up. Another one of those things.
Come on, this is a game to me.
Give us some room.
Come on, reload.
Don't get in our way. It's leveled out. Getaway car, let's go.
Get in the rolls. Get in the rolls. We're doing this in style, boys. Lose the cops. We gotta lose 6 stars worth of cops. Or 5 stars worth of cops.
Go, 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 go!
In all my days with Trevor, it's never gotten that bad. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. How? How on earth?
I'd just love it if we went down.
Going straight is never gonna work. Go, 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 go. Pray for me, chat. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is so bad.
These cops. Shit.
I'm almost dead. Oh, no! Oh, no. Oh, no. Bad. Bad thing. Bad thing. Bad thing. Okay, the food truck getting involved. We don't need vigilante justice around here. Oh, my God.
I ain't doing time for Trevor.
Alright, we need to get down low. Somehow.
Trevor ain't getting my share.
Go back to the depository. They'll never expect it. Oh.
The city's on lockdown.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Nobody will suspect the Rolls Royce either after all this is done.
Now, at least Merryweather ain't on us too.
Oh, come on. Come on. Son of a bitch! Ah, see you later, boys. Oh.
Trevor planned it. We give him up.
Dude, Michael, really? You're gonna throw, you're just gonna straight throw Trevor under the bus like, oh no. God, I really thought that was gonna be a decent spot. I really thought we had a chance there.
Think of the metal. Let's do this.
Think Ryan, think Ryan, think Ryan. Gonna find like another alleyway or something to get into. Down in the LA River might be a... I don't know if that's a good idea. Let's go this way. Freeway is almost always a terrible idea. Oh no. Go, go, Michael, drive. Come on, baby. Oh shit, we're in trouble. I can't stay ahead of. Oh wow. All right, as long as we don't have somebody oncoming here, we might be okay. Don't look in your rearview mirrors. Don't look in your rearview mirrors. Don't obey traffic laws. Oh no. Oh no.
Hey, come on, man, out of the way. Eat it.
Oh no. Oh no. This is bad. Yes!
We're clear. Check on the goal. Trevor, Lester, come in.
Mike, how you doing?
T, I think we're in the clear. You doing all right?
We got company. Looks like Merryweather.
I can't believe that worked. Holy shit. Let's go, Trevor. at us, $200 million in the take. Ah! Woo! Big money.
There they are. 3 of them. You see them?
Up, Lester. Target the choppers.
This is it. This is
Oh,
it.
shit.
Assholes! Follow the chopper.
I'm working on it, Lester.
Hit where I can hit them, please.
Gotta love Lester just hanging out the window with an RPG from a helicopter.
Get me closer and I'll shoot them. Let's see if they can stay on us through the wind farm. If you want them down, get me closer.
Working on it, Lester. Jesus Christ, this is hard. This-
Woo! Did Daddy do that to you?
oh God.
Keep it still. I'm going for it.
Oh! Oh!
Shot.
God.
Taking you, bitch.
Oh no! 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 Oh, the container was detached. Are you kidding? That sucks. That sucks. I was hoping to do that in one take.
Sure you can handle an RPG? The noob tube? Ha! You hold it steady. Get
I'm
me
gonna
that.
try this.
There
I'm gonna
goes.
try this first person. Let's go, Trevor. Let's go, Lester. Come on, buddy. I believe in you. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I didn't realize I was dragging the gold.
I see
Makes
you.
sense.
3 choppers. Right there. Steady, steady. I'm firing.
Way to go, Lester. Way to go, buddy.
All right, let him go.
Maybe.
I'm going to the windmills. They might back off. You sure you can use that thing? Let him go. Hold it steady. Domed. This is it. This is it, assholes. I thought I had it. Okay, now bring me around so I can fire it. All right, you pricks. Here it comes. There, it's going down.
Way to go, buddy.
Clear skies. We did it. All right, let's go for the train.
Ooh, train's right here, too.
2 choppers. I'm picking you up. Coming for the train. Set the middle down and I'll get it to the stash.
Alright. Come on. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! My brain cannot figure out which hand controls the, like, I just, like, my brain wants only one hand to be working at the same time. Alright.
2 choppers. I'm
Up and down is left hand.
train. Set the middle down and I'll get it to the stash.
Package 1 is down.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Package 2 is down. We're good.
Take us to the airfield.
The Merryweather channel's dead. They're not sending anyone else. We're out. Woo! We did it! Yeah! We did it! We nailed those assholes! This is a score! This is a job! Suck on that, Merryweather! Don Percival, Devin Weston, all the rest of you Illuminati sons of bitches! Suck on my fatty! You're unstable, man, you know that? Don't go near the rockets again! Blow me!
Nice.
Make it out? I don't know. I'll check. M? F, you there? You make it out? No cops? No Merryweather. We're out of town. Yeah, looks like we made it. Hey, you guys cool? We picked up a new car and we almost to the airfield. Lester's never gonna be cool, but he is alive. And you dropped the gold on the train? Yeah, we dropped our gold. All right. So we did it. Hell yeah, we did it. We took down a Union deposit
They'll never check Bakersfield. Never. They'll never check it. Never, ever, ever suspect Bakersfield.
We did it! We did it! We fucking did it!
We are good. All right?
Wow. You are one serious fucking buzzkill.
Hey, look, man, I'm gonna get the car up out of here, all right?
All right.
Hey, you two, come with me. I'm gonna need...
This is a hard one because I'm trying to check my biases toward Trevor and Michael. So I'm trying to understand. I'm gonna try to go the empathic route for both of them, that exchange, because that exchange was pretty potent. Trevor says we are good. And I think that was an acknowledgement of forgiveness for Trevor. He's essentially reaffirming, I was hurt. I don't appreciate how you handled me after I returned to Los Santos and how you've been handling me. I don't appreciate that you lied to me about Brad. And I feel a sense of connection to you in this heist being pulled off. So we're good. This was enough for me to feel as if you are back on my side. So he uses this moment as a vulnerable moment of connection. Michael hears this, and here's what I think probably happened for him. He probably heard we are good and personalized it. And saw that as Trevor saying to him, essentially, I'm not over what you did. What you did really was a big deal. And Michael hears that as, I have really thought you are a piece of shit until now. And Michael's going to hear that as, you're a piece of shit. And it's my determination of whether we're good from Trevor. And so Michael tries to distance himself from that and diminish the impact that whole process has on him. Perhaps even he wasn't expecting Trevor to get through this and is now having to reconcile the fact that Trevor made it through and is trying to connect with him. So instead of really leaning into that, he pushes away and essentially minimizes what Trevor says by saying, you're a real buzzkill. Which is to save this idea that this is a moment of elation, and also that this is a moment that for Michael represents we're done. Because remember, he's been very clear. He's been very clear. Once they do the Union Depository, he's done. He's going to make movies. He wants nothing to do with them. And Trevor just tried to close the gap. And so Michael says, you're a real buzzkill. Which kind of passively suggests that Trevor should be happy and sharing in this. He's essentially saying, I want to connect on a different way in this, but they're on different wavelengths here. Trevor sees this as wow, we came together, we did this. And Michael's like, great, we can go our separate ways now. So it's incongruent. If you want the TLDR super simplified version of this, it's Trevor tries to connect with Michael and tell him that he forgives him and is vulnerable, Michael creates distance and diminishes that experience by saying you're being a real buzzkill. He also passively ropes in a group dynamic into that in order to force his point and to try to establish with Trevor that you don't get to have that power over me. And he essentially punished Trevor for what I think a lot of us might look at as a desirable behavior. That he was willing to move past this. So it's hard for me to look at Michael and be like, I don't know that that was great, but if Michael's goal is to separate from Trevor, which again is totally his right. Trevor's not entitled to Michael. Then what he did makes sense, right? Like if Michael is sticking to his guns and his boundaries, then what he did is it does make sense. It is gonna put distance between the two of them. It is going to create that gap. But this has been the hallmark of the entire game. Is Trevor wants to connect with Michael, Michael doesn't. And those two things, they're very incongruent boundaries. And so you're going to see clashes like this. Chad, thanks for the Prime sub.
Some help getting the metal in storage for a few days before I can sell it.
Both of us?
Yes, both of you.
All right, it's been a pleasure working with you. You'll get paid when we get the cash. Until then, I want you to keep it on the down low. No new cars. No vacations.
No, nothing! Now, come on, sugar!
Oh, fuck me.
Now, I'm going to do another connection with something we've talked about throughout this series. That there is going to be two things impending for these guys. I think more so for Michael than for Trevor, but probably for all of them. Which is depression and grief. Depression because this is the highest of the highs. This is an adrenaline burst and self-gratification that probably will not be paralleled at any other point in their life. So this is like the equivalent of reaching the absolute most glorious high on a drug that you ever could, which moves your tolerance threshold up so high that any microdosing is never going to capture it. That's basically what happened here. They had the best drug trip that they ever could have imagined that they would have, which means that everything relative to it is going to be muffled. And that can create some depression for folks. Grief also in the sense that, one, they no longer have this giant score to look forward to. And two, because of what this means for their relationships. And that's a pretty profound thing. Like when you've worked yourself up for years on something like this and it's over, there's a grief that will often wash over people that they aren't prepared for. So we would hope that we can move them to a spot where they're prepared for it so that they can use whatever skills they have to try to manage that, make sense of it, and lean into it, as opposed to getting caught into like shame spirals. It is dark. Or dank. It is. The big score. Got it done. Did that whole thing with a pistol. Just want to point that out. John Wicked it, baby. I guess one RPG shot. Am I Franklin? I think I'm Franklin. Yeah. Oh, we just go home? Listen to some gratulatory tunes. Whether you're here on YouTube or on Twitch, thank you for robbing the Union Depository with me. I appreciate so much that you're here. I am grateful for you if you're live and you chat with me, or if you're in the YouTube VODs binging this series. I hope you'll check out my other stuff. But I am really grateful for your support. As always, make sure you follow me on social media and all that fun stuff. And if you're anybody, no matter how big or small your contribution is, that contributes to this stream financially, thank you for doing that. It really means a lot. Whether it's buying merch, becoming a member, subbing on Twitch, whatever it may be. I'm very, very grateful for you. More than anything, I'm grateful for those of you that share my stuff and that come back time and time again. And if you believe that this could be impactful for other people, share it. Would love, love, love to have more eyeballs on this. Crashed the helicopter twice. I was really hoping to just cleanly go through that, but oh well. Oh, it can be neuro. Depends, but yeah. That's why it makes it very hard for people to leave their respective profession. Like, athletes have a really hard time with retirement because it's hard to capture what it's like to get that much social reinforcement for your success. Absolutely. It's really important to understand what tolerance thresholds do to the brain. A lot of people will chase, and it takes you out of the present moment and enjoying things that are happening as they're happening. Change clothes. Let's take this suit off. Back into something a little more reasonable, you know? What a great closet. Damn! Franklin's got a pretty bomb-ass house, I gotta say. Absolutely, we're wearing the Los Angeles Kings shirt. Absolutely. Hell yeah. Is there anything we can do to intentionally lessen those moments so we don't... No, you don't... Well, I guess I don't know what you mean, Barta, with that question. Can you re-ask that in a different way? Even people with regular jobs can have that problem, especially if their job is a large part of their identity. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man. Anything that you get really excited about. But it's not about diminishing the experience of a moment of elation. That's not what it's about. It's about thinking about your intentional energy around stuff that isn't as exciting and finding things to be excited about within that stuff. Like I'm not going to sit here and advocate for people to be like, oh, if you ever win the championship for your hockey league, you should diminish the importance of that because you don't want to ruin subsequent experiences. That's not what this is about. It's just understanding that happens is important because it means you're going to probably have to devote more cognitive energy into subsequent things that maybe don't emotionally get you as excited, but have the potential to be just as impactful. Okay, so we walked in here. Does it show that there was like a mission marker here? But maybe if I save, it'll pop open. Setting goals, given that they're incremental, achievable, fair, good practice to do in life? Yes. Otherwise, life's pretty directionless. It's okay to have goals. Good night, Frank. You did it, buddy. Good job. Sleeping with shoes on is big Frank energy. It really is. That's hard to do, in my humble opinion. What the hell do... Is that it? We just, like, lay low? I feel like something glitched out here. See if I drive away. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, there he is. Somebody's at the door. Boy, if I'm Franklin, I'm not answering the door for nobody. Especially without a peephole. Oh, God.
Hey, Slick, it's me! What the fuck do you want? You got my money, punk?
Hey, you got some coconut water or something like that? I need some electrolytes. Damn, it's kind of warm, isn't it?
Man, you got a death wish or something. Am I supposed to kill you now?
Oh, no, bro. Not me.
Nah.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
But that's my boy.
Yeah, but that's my boy. He has betrayed everyone he's ever known. He's got you involved with the federal government, and he's messed up several business ventures of mine. He has got to go. And you know what? I'd like to say that this isn't personal, but it is personal.
But the feds, man. The feds have told me to kill Trevor, and I obviously can't kill them both.
The feds. Steve Haynes, Dave Norton. I own shopping malls. I would not employ those two clowns in. And I make one phone call, their careers, they are over. So you're gonna A, listen to some 50 grand a year pension hunter, or B, a billionaire, who even the president lets finger his wife, or C, try and be really stupid and save those two idiot mentors of yours and have everybody in the goddamn state crawling up your ass. A, B, or C.
Oh, God. Now, this is a ridiculous scenario, obviously. But this is a proposition that many folks come across more often than they may realize. And this is we're going to take this seriously in how we dissect this. Because it's very easy for us to look at this and go, screw you, Devin. I'm not biting. I'm going to go save my boys. I get it that's like the really easy space to go. And that may be the direction we go, but we're going to actually talk through this legitimately for a second. Whether we like it or not, the reality is that in this world, people with more resources have more power. We may look at Devin and hate him, but Devin represents the system we live in, quite literally. Hating Devin, I think, is akin to hating the system. He knows and is on his sleeve about the fact that because he's a billionaire, he can do what he wants. He can move mountains all he wants. He's got the president in his pocket. He's got the cops in his pocket. He's got everybody in his pocket because he has so many resources that he can move. Everybody has a price, friends. Everybody has a price to get them to move their moral compass. And Devin Weston is one of the few people who can pay that price. And that is a very real power play, or power position, I should say. And what he says is something that all of us would listen to if in this position, because he's not wrong. So he's saying essentially, kill Michael. Or Trevor, I guess. Right? And that if you save them, you're in big trouble. Well, here's what Franklin's up against. Reality. If Franklin says, I am going to stick with my boys, Michael and Trevor, he puts himself in a ridiculous amount of danger. Ridiculous amount of danger. Because not only are the feds and the police after him, Devin Weston is going to exert his influence on them to make sure that Franklin is caught in an onslaught of impossible odds. And it's easy for us playing a video game to say, well, that's fine, because if Franklin gets shot in a shootout, then, he'll just respawn and we'll just keep going until we win. But that's not how actual life works. Actual life, your survival is a core drive of some of the decisions you make. And when your survival is threatened, as strongly as Franklin's survival is threatened, if he chooses to stick to Michael and Trevor, you consider alternative options, particularly when a person with the power to influence that is standing right in front of you. This is how rich, powerful people get their needs met, is they can put people in impossible positions and they can back it up. So this is an impossible situation for Franklin, and it's one that I don't think any of us knows exactly what we do until we're in it. We can say we know what to do. We can say what our ideal is. But you can buy people out of morality very easily and influence them in the direction you want if you have the resources to back it up. And all of us are susceptible to this. And I'm not saying this to be like all of us suck. What I'm saying is that, like most of the psychological stuff we talk about in these games, we need to understand what we are and are not susceptible to psychologically, because it gives us more information to work with. I'm just as susceptible to this as Franklin is. Somebody comes to me and says, hey, I'll throw you $100 million, Dr. Mick, if you stop streaming and you go off the grid completely. I would be an idiot not to consider that. I'm not saying $100 million, that's a lot of money, man. A lot of money. Somebody comes in and says, I'll throw $100 million into your PayPal right now if you shut the stream down and you never stream again and you wipe everything that you've ever created off the face of the earth. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of resources. Okay? So I need to know that I have a buyout price, because it makes it so that I can be clear about the decision that I want to make. Okay, so that's the position that Franklin's in here. Now, if Franklin in his heart of hearts goes, I want to put myself and my friends in danger by saving both of them, that's certainly his decision to make. He has to live with the consequences of that. But Devin is using Steve and Dave as a distractor, because Steve and Dave don't have any real influence relative to Devin, right? He says, I can wipe those two off the face of the earth. That's easy peasy. And again, when people have the resources to back it up, you believe them. So I know we haven't heard everything that he has to say, but money talks. It's an evolutionary driver. Resources equals survival. In our evolutionary reptilian brain, the more resources you have, the more insular you can be, the more accepted you are, the more power you have, the more likely you are to survive. And that's why so many of us strive for resources. The allure of gathering more resources is something that is at our core as a species, as an animal. And we see this all over the animal kingdom. All about power and control means perpetuating the species. We just have more nuanced ways of doing it as humans. What's your price to wear a San Francisco Giants hat on stream? Buy me the hat plus $200 and I'll wear it. Heard of the Alaskan? I have not. All right, so here we go. It's an impossible position to be in.
Time's ticking, pal. Beep, beep, beep. And your answer is...
Man, you know what? Man, fuck you.
Genius answer, pal. Total genius, but time is running. You think about it. Me, I got a triathlon coming up, and I am in deep training. Bye-bye.
Man, fuck you.
Why Devin can... It's why Devin can be as insufferable as he wants to be. I mean, I really, I know I'm talking a lot here, but this is, I as much as all of us hate Devin Weston, I think he is one of the most brilliant pieces of writing that Rockstar has in this game because of what he represents. He is the system that so many of us are dicked over by personified. It's an arrogant system. It can be in your face, and it's a what are you gonna do about it kind of thing. Because the reality is there's not a lot that any of us can do about it. And it's scary, and it's a reality that a lot of us don't like to attend to. He gets his way because of what he has. Brutal. So I don't even know that I like to look at Devin Weston as a person so much as a personification of a system and an idea and of a reality that so many people face. That he gets to just do what he wants and you play by his rules, whether you like it or not. Devin Weston is the power. He is the collective powerful we. Oh my God! All right. So we're going to talk through this. And I'm going to treat this as if Franklin has one life. We are not going to play this as a video game here for a second. We're going to play this as a reality. So we are going to make as informed of a decision here as we can. By the way, I did not come in, for those of you that might be cynical, I did not come into this stream already having a decision made up. What you are seeing right now is my legitimate reaction to this. So, part A, kill Trevor. Trevor is predictably unpredictable. Trevor is not a person who bears a ton of consequence relative to kind of everybody involved in this. I think he's the lowest stakes person here. And I don't necessarily mean that that's a good thing. Because if we kill Trevor, Michael would probably be okay with that. I actually think that that would endear Michael to Franklin. However, in keeping Michael alive, what we have is a person who, whether he wants to or not, is being held by the balls by Dave and Steve. They may talk a big game about how all this is over, but this isn't over. You don't rob the Union Depository and then everything's hunky-dory for the rest of your life. Okay, he's got Merriweather after him. He's got the FIB after him. He's got the CIA after him. So Michael is a wild card in the sense that at any point in time, we could be back into this bullshit again. So if we keep him alive... Also, because Michael, I think, is endeared to Franklin in some way, shape, or form, I think there's a connection there unless we're prepared to set a very real boundary here. But I do think Michael would be glad that we killed Trevor. I think the FIB would be glad that Trevor's gone. I think Merriweather would be glad that Trevor's gone, so they probably leave us alone, particularly if Devin Weston makes that call. If we kill Michael... No longer does the FIB or the CIA have a pawn that's in direct connection to me. Michael is a lot more, because he's more of an unknown variable, and we don't know what kind of influence Steve and Dave are going to exert on him, because we know that Michael has particularly not great boundaries. That's all wiped off by taking him out. I think Trevor would probably be upset about the fact that we killed Michael. At the same time, I think based on what we know of Trevor, I think Trevor is smart enough to know that this was an impossible choice. And I think in some ways Trevor might, at the very least, be able to come around to appreciating that this was a decision that I had to make and that I didn't put him in as much danger. I do think, though, that Trevor might be disappointed that I was willing to do Devin Weston's bidding, because I think Trevor very much represents being counter to the system. If we kill Michael, though, I think we wipe Dave and Steve off of, like, Dave and Steve no longer have somebody that has something on them, right? So Dave and Steve, I think, can shrink into the shadows and aren't going to bother Franklin. We also have the favor of Devin Weston because we killed Michael. And a lot of things return to order. At the same time, I think Michael's family is going to be pissed off at me, but I don't think Michael's family has enough influence to do anything. I love how they frame this as a death wish, because it's essentially what it is. So death wish is, I say to Devin Weston, fuck you. And I try to keep Trevor and Michael around. What that would do is piss off, quite literally, the most influential person we know. It means that we have Merriweather, the FIB, and the CIA after us constantly. Do I draw the favor of Trevor and Michael? Potentially. But at the same time, it means that those three entities are after them. So now Trevor and Michael essentially have to go into hiding or are in a constant state of fighting, because at any point in time you could turn a corner and be taken out. Like, I literally, in taking point C, bring the entire world down on us. Trevor tries to do Trevor Phillips Industries? Not a chance. He's got Merriweather, the CIA, and the FIB all over him. Michael wants to live a decent life with his family and keep them safe? Huh. Good luck. And you have to imagine this, chat, as if Jeff Bezos gave you this directive, or Elon Musk came to you and said, here's two really unfavorable things that you don't want to do, and I will move mountains to make sure that your life is miserable if you try to protect those two options, if you don't want to take one of those two options. Just imagine that. All the resources of one of those two guys being moved in the direction of making your life a living hell. You have to take that into consideration. So, taking Part C is essentially suicide for Franklin, because Part C is the only one that is directly against Franklin's own self-interest. And it also potentially puts Trevor and Michael both into a position that's going to make it impossible for them to do what they want to do. The three of us might be bound together, but what does that really matter if we're constantly terrified of the world around us? Like, am I really prepared to be agoraphobic and live in a hole for the rest of my life? No, I'm not. I want to survive. I want to be able to live off of some of the money that I've made. And I want to ensure that I am in the favor of a system whose power structure is not something I agree with, but something that I have to navigate. And so, for that reason, I know this might be hard for some people, I'm going to kill Michael. I can't, this is too favorable. I'm going to do it because Trevor, I think, will understand it, and I don't need 3 entities on my back. Michael has also shown, and this is the part I didn't want to say yet, Michael has also shown that he will throw us under the bus. We literally were sitting in the car with him when he said, if this goes south, blame it on Trevor. How on earth am I supposed to trust Michael to not throw me under the bus at the next point in time where he has to save face? See, the thing is, what you have to remember, chat, is throughout this entire game, Michael has very overtly stated that he acts in his own self-interest. That everything he does is for him and what he wants for his family. Trevor has not shown that. Trevor thinks about the people around him. Trevor considers what's going on for other people. Trevor shows an undying loyalty to the people that have been close to him, Franklin included. So I have to work. These are situations. I preach this all the time on this stream. You have to work with known variables. Pattern behavior over time becomes a known variable. I also don't know that they're not going to try to come after us anyway, but this is my best way. I think if I kill Trevor, that makes Michael happy. But again, Michael is a pawn in a system that can come after me. And if Michael has that system turn on him, he's going to throw me under the bus. At least that's what he showed. Again, he showed his cards. This is why, like, you have to really pay attention to how people interact with you when they're under duress, chat. Because when people are under duress, they don't have time to use their cognitive blockers to curate a story that they know is going to sound good to you. When people are under duress, they go into more of an impulsive thing. And Michael showed himself to be like, you know what? Fuck Trevor, man. If we get out of this, guys, just throw him under the bus. We'll say this was all Trevor's idea. We'll get out of here scot-free. I don't trust that he's not going to do that at some point in the future. I need that variable taken out. If I have to make this choice, that's the variable I'm taking out. Devin Weston, whether we like it or not, has power. Whether we like it or not. And I want to survive. So.
Hey, kid, how you doing?
Shit, not too good, dawg. Look, man, we need to talk, but somewhere quiet.
All right. Listen, let's take a drive out of town. You and me, we'll meet off Route 68 by that field of satellite dishes.
All the way out there? Yeah, all right, man. Sure.
Now, if you're Franklin in this situation, there's a couple things that you... Oops. Hold on.
Frankie!
Hey, T-man, I'm in trouble, dawg. I think I gotta take out Michael.
Got to?
Yeah, man, look. The FIB, man, they trying to get me to clap you. And Devin Weston, he trying to get me to ice Michael. And I thought if I do that, man, maybe we got some room, you know?
So, what are you telling me this for?
'Cause, dawg, I'm doing this for us. I thought you could...
Well, I can't! You're turning on him? I have had enough traitors in my life!
Man, your ass could say thank you. Shit.
You deserve each other!
Okay, well, that's a reasonable response. I think that's... I understand that. I understand that. Because if you're Trevor, you're probably thinking to yourself, if Franklin's willing to do that to Michael, he might be willing to do that to me. We are taking out the most meaningful and influential person in Trevor's life. Bar none. But, like I said, I think over time, Trevor could understand why I did what I needed to do. I think he can understand that life, he does understand that life is filled with hard choices. And that he even if he disagrees with it, even if he never talks to me again, I think at the end of the day, when Trevor cools down and thinks about it, he'll realize it was an impossible situation that I had to do something about. Maybe not. Maybe Trevor will say, Franklin should be ride or die. Us against the world. Fuck the system. He very well could. But I don't think that Trevor is going to come after me. I wouldn't be afraid of him. Because Trevor, at the very least, I think would be willing to talk. He showed that with Michael. Michael, think about it this way, right? Michael, the person that he cares about the most, that he has endeared himself to the most, absolutely betrayed him. Absolutely. Didn't tell him what was going on, held on to it for a long-ass time, and betrayed the shit out of him, and Trevor still came around. Trevor still came around and said, we're good. Which, again, I was there. Franklin witnessed that. He saw Trevor make that move when he got off the helicopter to say to Michael, we're good. So that tells me that Trevor is willing to think through these things in a lot more complex of a way. That Michael's response to that was, you're a buzzkill, right? Michael is a little too simplistic in the way that he thinks about this stuff. A little bit too much of a hair trigger. So Trevor being upset about this is fine, but I do agree with you, Taller Lamp, that when you say that if Trevor really thought it was a bad idea and wanted to stop it, he would try to stop Franklin, but he didn't exactly say, I'm coming to get your ass and I'm going to call Michael and tell him. And the other thing, why I'm glad that Franklin called Trevor, this is awesome. Okay, this is literally the most beautiful culmination of everything that's ever happened in a game that I could ever think of. Like, this is absolutely wonderful that we get to make this decision in a lot of ways. Because we have to use all the data that we've had up until this point in order to make this decision. What is the thing that pissed Trevor off more than anything else with Michael? That he didn't communicate with him. That he didn't talk to him. That he was always only showing half a deck. Franklin called Trevor and said, I'm going to kill the person you idolize on behalf of a system and a person you hate more than anything else. And I'm calling you because I respect you. And I think you should know that. That is a big deal if you're Trevor. I think that's another thing I think that Trevor will come to respect. Because Trevor tells it like it is. Trevor says very directly when things are what they are. He doesn't hold back. He's brash, he's aggressive, he's in your face, but at the end of the day, you know that generally if Trevor is saying something to you, it's true. Or it's well thought out. And I think Franklin, in calling Trevor and telling him this, is mimicking that. He's showing a respect for that. He's working with that dynamic in a way that I think is to his advantage. So again, this reaffirms for me that this was a good decision to make. Of course Trevor's going to be upset. I can't take that personally. Of course he's going to be upset. You'd be upset too if somebody called you and said, I'm going to shoot your best friend. But Trevor could come get Franklin if he wants, but it doesn't sound like he's going to. Because I think he can appreciate the decision. Really, really fascinating stuff. And this is a hard call to make. This is a really hard call to make. I also just shot 80 cops. So my emotional connection to, Michael is really the only difference here. We faked Michael's death once, they should do it again, right? That would be pretty wild if that ends up being an option, but here we go. We're going to take the bike and ponder. I think with big decisions like this, it's really important to think through what you're doing. And yeah, is Michael's family going to be disappointed? Yeah, of course they are, right? But I have the resources to move. I have the resources to get out of here. I think Devin Weston can also appreciate that I'll have the resources to get out of here. Not that I have to hang out with him and be in cahoots with him, but there is no decision we make here that is good. And the reason is because we've made a whole bunch of terrible decisions leading up to this that have gotten us to this point where it's a hole we can't really dig ourselves out of. But when you have to make hard decisions, friends, you work with known variables. Do not work with unknown variables, or avoid as many unknown variables as you possibly can. You want to make as informed of a decision as you can possibly make on something like this. There will always be consequences for things that you do. There is inaction as a decision. There is no inaction here. Devin Weston's coming for me whether I want him to or not. So I need to make sure that when he comes for me, it's in a way that's favorable to me and is, you know, one casualty versus however many casualties this could possibly be. And yes, of course this is going to be hard on Franklin. But this is where you have to listen to your head, right? You listen to your head, you use logic, you use information, because the more informed of a decision you make, the less important and impactful emotion is in that decision. And again, Franklin could say, I'm too attached to these guys. I'd rather go down swinging. I'm willing to take a risk with my own life, and that would be his decision. The player here, am not willing to do that. I also don't have a sense that Franklin built up enough of a connection with the two of them to have that much of an emotional drive. I think if Lamar was involved in this, that might be different, right? Like if Devin Weston came and said, you need to shoot Lamar, that'd be a tougher one, potentially, for Franklin. That would suck. So, Devin Weston knows what he's doing. He knows how to get things done. He didn't get into the position he got into just by lucking his way into it. As much as he's evil, as much as we may hate him, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to game a system that's already working in his favor. Oh, this is going to be tough. This is not a time for vigilante justice, Grand Theft Auto.
You pigs, you are all racist!
Really? You guys are really going to do this to me right now? I got to do the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life, and I got racist cops chasing into... Okay, cool. Awesome.
You are one dumb son of a bitch!
Gotta live with the consequences of our actions, chat. We respond to what's directly in front of us. But however, what happens in the aftermath of this, we'll manage it. While we're doing it at night, huh?
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up?
You seem kind of agitated.
Man, shit ain't good right now.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, shit. Hold on.
Oh, they're gonna
Hey,
ham this
baby,
up.
what's up?
Yep.
Really? Tracy? College? Our Tracy? Real college? You gotta be kidding me.
This is hard. This is really hard. I knew they were going to do this. This is really hard. We have committed. Now, I'm generally up for reevaluating, you know, like listening to what's going on, listen to your intuition or whatever, but this is going to play up our anxiety here. This is going to make us question, is this the right decision? The reality is, I don't think that there is anything that could happen at this point that would be enough to override this decision, unless Michael was to come and say to me that Devin Weston also approached him. Or that he... I mean, I don't even know what he would say. I really don't know what he would say. At this point, like, this decision is pretty locked in. Because if I'm looking at whatever influence Michael has versus whatever influence Devin Weston has... So, Franklin has to compartmentalize this moment if he's going to follow through. He has to. You focus on your decision. You focus on how you're going to execute that decision. I know we're talking about shooting Michael right now. Translate this to something that doesn't involve murder, and it will be more applicable to your life. All right, when you've committed to something that you know is going to be upsetting to some of the people around you, but it's in your best interest to do it, you focus on the variables of this that you can control. You create distance. You say, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it this way. There is not anything that this person's going to say that's going to sway me. I'm going to focus continually on what I can control. I'm going to focus on why I am here. I am not going to allow myself to be a prisoner of the moment. I have committed to this decision. When I made this decision away from the intensity and the emotion of this moment, it was a lot more logical. Emotion is becoming a bigger part of the equation now. That anxiety, that fear, whatever it is not something that has to override the committed decision I made when I was of sound mind and body. And I'm going to follow through. It's a very hard thing to do, but it's a very important thing to do because it also reinforces that you're in control of yourself and your decisions and your life, and that your decisions aren't fully dictated by the emotion of the moment. Okay, I realize this is really hard. This is really intense, right? So we have to check that emotion while we're doing this, and Franklin needs to focus on the fact that he made a decision. And we've got to follow through because when we made that decision, it was made with a lot of variables. And that doesn't change just because Michael's daughter got into college. Tracy's going to go to college whether Michael's there or not.
That's great. All right, well, hey, listen, let me talk to you a little later, all right? Yeah, I just gotta wrap up some business here. All right, bye. Amanda. Says she wants me to bring you around the house sometime for dinner. One of these nights, huh? Fuck. I mean, I don't know what I did to deserve this motherfucking luck. Got my kids back, my wife, got a job that I love. I mean, I made it. We made it. You and me, bro. What?
I like you, dog, and you know this. I risked everything for your ass, dog.
What is this?
Look, man. Me and you know this shit ain't over, dog. We both realists.
The fuck is this? You? You came here to fucking clip me? You? Fuck!
Oh boy. Yeah, I figured that Michael might sniff that out. I mean, he's not an idiot with this kind of stuff.
The train track? Come on.
I don't think I'm supposed to shoot at him yet. Damn.
You see the train, asshole? Shit, I ain't getting past there. Ah!
Now we're committed, man. We're not getting out of this now. Oh shit. We are fully committed to this.
Shit, Mike. Hey man, where you going?
Where you going? He's trying to get away from you. Don't ask questions, Franklin. You just gotta follow through, buddy. Like, where are you going? You don't need. You don't. You don't want to take care of him in a moment that you're about to end his life.
Come
Go to
on,
Michael's
man.
last
Let's
known
do this,
location.
me and you. No use of running, man. Come out. We'll finish this.
Oh man. Oh man.
Franklin, you were like a son to me.
We both used each other. That's what happened. Oh, shit. Ah, shit.
Of course he's gonna fight back. Franklin, what were you expecting, buddy?
If there was another way, man.
There is another way,
Michael,
but
man, I gotta look out for myself.
There's the difference between us. I was looking out for you.
Dude,
Oh.
that ain't true.
yeah, no, it ain't. Yeah, it's not true at all. Oh man, what a place to do this.
I like you, man. That's what makes this hard. Why you going up there?
Oh, is he gonna take? Is he? Oh, he might do this on his own terms.
Who put you up to this? Trevor? You're an idiot. We should take him out together, right now. We'll
Michael could
roll
so
our
easily
team.
kill me while I climb this
I
ladder.
brought you into my home, Franklin.
And you can see it on his face.
Oh, shit. Come on, you prick. I taught you everything you know.
Not everything. I was here long before you, and I'll be here after your ass.
Well, we'll see about that, you fuck. I'll take you every time. Every fucking time! Yeah? Fucking A right!
Ah! You man, I was your bitch. I could have been staring down the barrel of your gun any fucking day, you motherfucker. Ah!
You just keep telling yourself that. It ain't gonna make you feel any better.
Past performance, homie. People don't fucking change.
You did. You, 2-bit gangster gone 3-bit. And now you're gonna... Gap, the only one who was ever decent to you. Ha! No, I trusted you. I took you in.
Oh, so you're seeing this. Remember what I said, when people are under duress, they don't have the barriers to saying what a person wants to hear. So Michael is showing some of his true colors here. Michael had a bit of a savior complex with Franklin. Michael doesn't understand Franklin at all. He sees Franklin as this kid that he had, that it was his responsibility to cultivate, that he made him. It's a very self-absorbed narrative around this. It's a very personalized narrative. Franklin is an autonomous human. As he said, I existed before and after. And I'm not saying this to further justify my decision. Like, literally, Michael is not making a case for himself here. He's showing, in some ways, the lack of respect that he has for Franklin. I made you. You owe me. These are things that people who think they're in positions of power say to people to try to get them to bend to their will. How do I know you weren't going to turn on me at any moment, Michael? I understand that he hasn't up until this point. But if Devin doesn't go to me, maybe he goes to Michael. It's just, there's so many variables here. But the important part here is that Michael downloaded a counter self-perception of himself into his relationship with Franklin. Michael had so much self-loathing around the way that he handled the people that he cares about, his family, that he created this alternative persona and narrative about himself relative to Franklin. Maybe I wasn't good to my family, but I can be good to this guy. I can take him in. I can be the guy that I always wanted to be for my family with him because he doesn't know my history and I don't know his. And it becomes a patronizing dynamic. And so Franklin, I think, has every right to be frustrated with Michael when he says this because it's like, dude, you didn't even take the time to get to know me. You don't know where I come from. You don't know why I do what I do. You don't know why it mattered to me to get out of this. This isn't the relationship you think it is because you haven't put the work in. And that's the hallmark of Michael as we know him, is that he doesn't put the work in. And it's coming back to bite him. And I would agree with you there, Bardo, right? Like, Michael is also facing death. People say a lot of shit when they're about to die. But Michael's taking the... I mean, Michael's had a gun pointed at his head many times as well. So it's not like this is like a totally new experience for Michael. He's had a target on his back for a huge chunk of his life. So in some ways, this is a little bit more controlled of a reaction than it might otherwise be for somebody. Like if we were to go hold a gun to Amanda's head, I think at that point we would be like, oh, okay, she's just kind of going to say whatever because she's never been in this position. But Michael's been in this position, so there's a little bit more of a controlled part of this. But no, I don't expect... I think if you're Michael, to be empathic to Michael, if you're Michael, you're terrified. You're going to pull out all the stops. You're going to do everything you know how to do to try to get Franklin to spare you. Like, Michael's survival instinct is very much in gear here. And what Michael has learned is that he can use some level of emotional manipulation to get people to do things. And so he's thinking that if he pulls this card on Franklin, maybe it'll get him to second guess his decision. Because if I'm Michael, I'm thinking, holy shit, this guy has committed to this decision. This is probably a very well thought out decision because he knows what the ramifications of this are. Like, Franklin has not been one to act impulsively. So if you're Michael, you're terrified because if Franklin really has committed to this decision, then yeah, you're going to do everything you know how to do to get him off your case. Unfortunately, what Michael knows how to do is only going to further perpetuate for Franklin that this was the right decision. And that, I think, is pretty tragic. But Michael also could have done better throughout his relationship with Franklin. They all could have done better. This whole game doesn't have to exist. They all did terrible things. Nobody, as I've said every single time we've played this game, nobody here is an angel. Nobody here is a martyr, and nobody here is a pacifist. Everybody here has fucked up in monumentally huge ways that none of us should condone. So we're working with what we got here.
Treated you like family.
No. Oh, wow.
Michael, let's just... Fuck you!
Hey, you told me when the time came? I know. I'm sorry.
You hypocrite! I should have clipped you when you broke into my house!
Man, I'm sorry.
There's not a lot of...
You said, I understand.
There's not a lot of point of holding on here.
Nothing!
It's only going to make it worse. Jesus.
What up? This your boy LD. Leave one.
Hey, Lamar. It's me, homie. Look, I was just calling to see how you was doing, dog, or maybe we can hang out or something. Man, I know I've been kind of caught up in shit, man, but shit been real crazy, homie. But it's dealt with now. Fuck, man, you know how it is, homie. You just start running and shit, and all of a sudden your legs give and you just can't run no more. Anyway, man, just hit me, dog. We brothers, homie, all right? Peace.
Wow. Wow. You go to your attachment figures. when you're distressed, and this put into perspective what Lamar means to him. I respect Franklin calling Lamar there. Wow. Wow. I didn't think that was going to be the end either. Probably have some post-credit stuff, I guess, but holy shit. The somber ending. Well, I just want to say, as we have said in other Rockstar games, this is a hell of a game. And I am really grateful to Rockstar for the level of intricacy and thoughtfulness that went into creating this world and these characters. It feels real, despite it being a massive spoof, and it makes it really easy for me to illustrate so many concepts that relate to us. Despite this being a very unrealistic world, there are realistic concepts. And I want to just say thank you to Rockstar. Again, like with Red Dead, thank you for creating something that I could use to educate folks. It is really an honor to be able to do that. And I just love the thoughtfulness. And I always offer that at some point, if anybody in any kind of game industry wants to have me on board as a consultant to help think through some of the relationships and dynamics that are present in your games, hit me up. Hit me up. But this was a great experience. YouTube, thank you for watching through this. We'll see if there's something after, but thank you for watching through this and making it all the way. Those of you that have been here live, thanks for supporting this playthrough. I'm actually kind of surprised that it's ending tonight, but this was really, really something. I really left the door open, man. Really left the door open. But I really, if you're, again, YouTube, leave me comments. I'd be curious for those of you that are in chat what your thoughts are on the playthrough. I think, we talked about so much stuff through this playthrough. It really just had a lot of everything. Rockstar games have really been excellent for these. Really, really have been excellent. There's just a beautiful mix of chaos and seriousness in ways that I don't think other games quite come close to. This ending hurts. It does. It does. Again, I understand that because this is a video game, if you take Part C, you probably have as many chances to save yourself as you possibly can have. I don't know. Maybe they kill all three of us. I have no idea. I don't know what that ending is. I do not want any spoilers in chat for the alternative endings because I don't want it to be ruined for people that might like to make the other decision. So I appreciate you asking before posting that. I asked the same of the YouTube comments. Please don't post what the alternative endings were. Like with Cyberpunk, the run is the run. I stand by my decision, and I'm okay with that. It was a hard decision. There was not an easy one to make. Thank you for the guidance through a game with a lot of stereotypical situations that should be looked at from a different viewpoint. Your insight helps me be a better person instead of just laughing at the dialogue. I am glad that that was your experience, friend. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious what the other endings are, too. Truthfully, I don't remember what I picked the first time I played the game back in 2013. But yeah, what I was saying is, in a video game, you know, you have infinite... So if there's a possibility to have all of them survive... You know, it just, life doesn't work that way. You've got one life. So you have to take that into account in a decision like that. That conversation becomes infinitely less fun if I consider the fact that I'm playing a video game and basically can do whatever I want. If I can survive being shot. You know, if I could have gone through that 60 times and been killed and then have one where I win it. Unless I was to say I'm going to permadeath this from this point forward, which I guess I could have done. Like, if I die on this run at any point, then I'm going to just quit the game there. I suppose I could have done that, but that's not the decision I would have made. Like, it's not the decision I would have made, and I don't think it's the decision that Franklin would have made. Lamar's his guy. If Rockstar really wanted to be evil, they would have put Lamar on the table there. They would have figured out a way to get Lamar on the table, because that choice... I'm kind of... Actually, I will be honest. I am a bit surprised that they give Franklin that decision in the game. Because I do think in some ways it would be interesting to be Trevor and make a decision between... like Michael and Lester or something. Well, no, Lester would probably be an easy decision for him to make, but like putting Michael on the table somehow, and like another choice, like Franklin making that choice is a bit odd, because when you're Franklin, his loyalty is not really either to Trevor or to Michael. His loyalty is to himself and to Lamar and to what he's trying to accomplish for himself. Option C works in a game where you can mow people down with an army down with a pistol, but IRL, yeah, not many people would choose C. Exactly. All of us like to think that we would choose option C, but I think it's a very low percentage of people that would choose option C. I really do believe that, because you're essentially, it's a suicide run. Do you have any idea what your next game will be? I do, but I am not going to share it here, just because there's people that are going to watch this way in the future that will have binged through this and it will be less relevant. So stay tuned. I've got a whole lineup of games ready to go, which if you watch this playthrough and this was your first time watching a playthrough of mine, I definitely encourage you to check out other playthroughs, because they went just as in depth as this one, particularly Red Dead, because Red Dead is another Rockstar game. I wish more games had a if you die here, game over at the end choice. That would be awesome, Barto. If they said if you pick part C, if you die, it's over, I think that would actually spice it up a lot more. It would have been really cool as an ending where you can try to save everyone, but if the character that you're playing dies, then you have to switch to the next because that one is officially dead. That would be really interesting. Also, I don't want this part to become the part where everybody tells me what game I should play next. So, game requests, if you've got game requests, take it to Discord. I've got a channel in Discord where you can post those, but I don't want a deluge of people just saying, you should play this, and then this, and then this, and then this. Because the fact of the matter is I play whatever I want to play. I don't... The stream is not as fun if I'm playing a game I don't want to be playing. I think maybe because Franklin can be seen as the closest position as the player and observer between the two polarizing people. That makes a lot of sense. That does make a lot of sense. So it's essentially asking us to make the decision. Have you played any of the other GTA games all the way through? All of them, but I don't remember them at all. I will tell you that Grand Theft Auto 4 is on my list. But I don't know that I would play 3, Vice City, or San Andreas. They're just a little bit too old for me. So far, your Rockstar playthroughs have been my favorite. Like you said, they do a great job of storytelling, but also because the exaggerated scenarios are perfect for discussion. They really are. great. I mean, I can see why Rockstar has milked this game for as long as they have, man. It's got... I never played GTA 1 or 2. No. San Andreas was my childhood. Vice City was my I loved Vice City. Vice City was awesome, man. I really hope GTA 6 is Vice City themed. I really do. Because it was awesome. Your music goes so well with the credits, by the way. Thanks. Yeah, GTA 6. We will definitely play GTA 6. Yeah, I saw that slate. It really is a bummer. But I understand it. Because those would have for sure been played. I picked option C. Respect the reason why you picked B. It was the most realistic decision you could make. It was. I just couldn't think of a good reason to kill Trevor. Other than it gains Michael's favor. But also killing Trevor pisses off Devin Weston because Devin Weston wants Michael dead. Michael is kind of like, you know how in Star Wars Rogue Squadron, when there's a group of TIE fighters, and the TIE fighters are flying around, if you kill the lead TIE fighter first, all the other TIE fighters scatter? That's kind of how I look at Michael. Michael's like the lead TIE fighter. If you kill Trevor, or if you kill Franklin, the lead TIE fighter's still there. May sound weird, but I feel matured knowing that I can accept any of the three choices as a real consequence as opposed to just picking C because we can all respawn. Yeah. Video game credits are so damn long. They should be. Every single person that contributed to this game being made deserves to be acknowledged. That's why I leave the credits up when I do these playthroughs. I think it's very, very important for all the people that work their asses off to make these games possible. Should absolutely, absolutely have their names. And there's a lot of people at Rockstar that work on this. Oh yeah, dude, the Santa Monica Pier slate is awesome. It's beautiful. These credits hit different with DrMick's music. More than 1,000 people worked on it. That's, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, the amount of detail in this game, in the Rockstar games, are stunning. Like, it sets a bar at an entirely other level. The amount of just subtle nuance they put into the game. So hard to compete. I mean, just all the little stuff that's rendered. Like, even, you know, the little, like, the rocks underneath the runway, the detail on the lights. I mean, stuff that you walk right past. You know, like the vending machines. Just every single part. It's like they look at the world, they make, like, look, even the pavement has grass sprouting up from underneath it. It's unbelievable. And it makes a difference. It makes it more real. What do you think is your favorite playthrough that you've done? That's such a hard question to answer. They've all been so different. Like, if I had to pick one that I was gonna show people, be like, hey, this is me at my best. Probably Red Dead. Red Dead just, I mean, really had a lot in it. GTA 4 is great for this format. Yeah, GTA 4 is on my list. The game has an entire ocean you can explore. I've never even glanced at my first... Yeah, right? Me either. Reminds me of the detail they put in the theater in Saint Denis in Red Dead 2, right? Imagine DrMick Game Studio making your own games? No, not a chance. I got no interest in that. Nope. I like to play games, not make them. Detroit Become Human I really dug. The analysis was good and the game makes me laugh with how goofy it is. It is a good playthrough. Red Dead's playthrough I think was 37 episodes. This will be 23, which is actually less than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be closer to 30. Mass Effect is still the longest. Mass Effect was 39, but that was also going through all 3 games. Realism is the stuff you just don't notice as much as the stuff you do. It's true. You played Detroit. Gotta check it out. I did. I've played Detroit. At this point, those of you that are watching the YouTube VOD, if you're still watching, I have played Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, Detroit Become Human, Cyberpunk 2077, The Last of Us Part 1, The Last of Us Part 2, Psychonauts 2, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, The Wolf Among Us is up on there, is up on my YouTube. Firewatch is up there. Alien Isolation, although that game wasn't really analyzed. We've got some really good stuff. Have you ever checked out any of the games being made by devs in the game dev and software category? No. I actually didn't know that that category exists. I'm sure there's probably some interesting stuff in there, though. Red Dead was dragged out story, but it was on purpose to make the player almost physically exhausted as Arthur was. When he said, nope, I can't go anymore, the player felt the same way as I noticed for you. Yep. Yeah, it worked. Wonder what Franklin's cut of the bank job heist would be. Well, it was 20... Well, Franklin was probably like 20% of 200 million. So, what is that, 40 million? A lot of money. I think Red Dead was a great mix of gameplay, playability, story, character development, interactions, art style, just pure chaos and random stuff. It was. I mean, Alligator Jesus was unparalleled. I don't know that we're ever going to have a moment like that. Can't believe this game came out when I was 11. This game came out when I was 23. I'm now 32. Wild, man. Can't deny Rockstar knows what they're doing when it comes to story writing. Pretty good. I'm going to be on a plane for 7 hours tomorrow, so I'll have to watch your Detroit playthrough. That's actually... yeah. The Detroit playthrough is only 9 episodes, I think. The last parachute mission won't be completed. It won't. Yeah, for those of you that are wondering, once we hit the credits on a game, that's it. I don't have any intention of going back and tying up any loose ends or anything like that. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that's the end of the game for me. Because it's not like the one member of the country club we had to go play more golf is dead. So, no more golf. Although Franklin could buy his way into the country club now. I guess Trevor could too if he wanted. Some streams were just chilling chat ones by playing poker. I did enjoy playing poker in Red Dead. It was great. Have you noticed that most of Rockstar's games have an element of betrayal, but yet we still end up feeling tremendous emotion and don't really see it coming? Yep. They're very good at... I think the reason that Rockstar is so good at that is because they implement such realistic relational dynamics. And then they often present us with decisions that wouldn't conventionally be considered, but maybe should be. Not that you're sure what they're going to do with GTA 6. Hard to parody the insanity we're living in, and internet culture moves so fast, anything they put in a satire will be long forgotten. I mean, it's a timepiece. In the same way that Grand Theft Auto 5 is a timepiece. It captures the turn into the 20 teens, essentially. Like there's like back when we were talking about just the way that they handled like issues of sexuality. In 2013, it was a lot different than in 2022 when we're playing the game now, and you can see a bit of a snapshot of the time. I don't think that's a bad thing. Wonder what Michael's family's gonna do now. It's hard to know. They will probably grieve him. They will probably grieve the idea of what he could have been, which is going to be really hard for them because a lot of us do that. We grieve what could have been as opposed to what was. After watching a playthrough on Twitch for the first time, I can't wait for the next one. Well, the next one will be right around the corner. What I usually try to do is separate the big long playthroughs with like shorter ones. So between Cyberpunk and this, we did Psychonauts 2. It's a bit shorter. It was less lighthearted than I thought it was going to be, but it was a great game. So I'll probably do something shorter in between this and the next long one. It's a nice change of pace. It gives people a chance to get caught up too. There's some RPG game makers in the new category. It's great to see how they design characters and plan the story. That's cool. That's really cool. They'll go through his second funeral. Yeah, they've been to his funeral once before. Honestly caught me off guard when I replayed this game in 2013. Marijuana was still illegal in the majority of the states compared to now. It really is a time capsule. It sure is. Trevor will mourn him again. He will. This is so random. Has anyone ever told you that you look like Trevor more? I don't know who that is. From the whitest kids you know. I love the whitest kids you know, but no, I've never had somebody tell me that. I mean, I guess the hair certainly fits. I could maybe see it a little bit. What? 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 Turn around and say it again. Turn around and say it again. Mr. President, be quiet. Oh, God. I haven't watched those in quite a long time. Turn around, say it again. Turn around, say it again. Fat piece of shit. Tub of lard, motherfucker. Go on, string bean. Love how he switches from calling him string bean to a fat piece of shit. It's so great. Psychonauts 2 was way darker than I thought it was, and jarring how dark considering. Yep, yeah. Psychonauts was lovely. I really did enjoy that. Double Fine makes good stuff. Look at all these folks. I wonder how many music tracks it'll take to get through this. We're on song number 3 right now. Also, I do appreciate y'all sticking through the credits with me. And if you have any questions about the playthrough, now would be a great time to ask them. Because I'll answer them. I don't anticipate doing a wrap-up stream for this. And yeah, it's pretty brutal, isn't it, Joshy? I do think I know what the next game's going to be, but I'm not going to announce it here. If I remember correctly, these credits are more than 35 minutes long. Oh, that's all right. We'll hang out then. How did you feel about killing Dr. Friedlander? Did you want to? I mean, I don't like the idea of killing people to solve stuff. But also, Dr. Friedlander was a menace. And like I said, the only thing that I would change about this game, I think, is how Rockstar handled Dr. Friedlander. I really do wish that they would have made him legitimately good. I really do wish that. Was there anything in the playthrough that surprised you or caught you off guard? The choice at the end. I'm a little bit... So one of the things that surprised me initially, and I think still kind of surprises me, is the design decision to make it so that you play as 3 different characters. There's parts of me that like that, and there's parts of me that really don't. I think it's easier to connect with a main character if you're playing as one. That's just... I don't know. Because, like, I really liked the idea of, like, playing as CJ in San Andreas. And just only CJ. Or playing as Nico in 4. So I was surprised that they made that design decision. I think one of the things that I struggle with is that there's so much going on at once that not everything gets wrapped up easily. You know, like Ron and... Like, there's a lot of characters just fall by the wayside. Right? So, like, Stretch falls by the wayside. Ron and Wayne fall by the wayside. Or Ron and Wade fall by the wayside. Lamar kind of falls by the wayside. Like, there's a lot of loose ends in the game. That kind of surprises me, too. When will you announce the next playthrough? I'll announce it on Discord. A lot of people don't know this, but HIPAA is actually the bloodthirsty battle cry you're supposed to yell as you take your shitty psychologist who decided to write a book about your life without consent. Yes. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes, that's what I'm bound by as a therapist, is to do that. Yeah, I mean, Dr. Friedlander writing a book without Michael's consent about him is terrible. Very bad. Now, if anybody's wondering, we got time to kill. If anybody's wondering, therapists can write about their clients, but you have to get permission. Like, and you can't you can't put identifying information of any type unless your client consents to that. And there are people that are willing to consent to that. Like, there are therapists who have written legitimate books that are like memoirs and musings from different sessions they had or different people they worked with, and they're perfectly legit. They're HIPAA compliant and they're fine. But you have to get informed consent from people when you do stuff like that. Could the loose ends be a little purposeful that the characters' lives are so out of control? I think that could be the case, and I'm okay with that, I suppose. It's just, I don't know. You just kind of wonder. Originally, Lamar was going to be a playable character. In the beta version of the game, there was a lot of dialogue options that suggested you could play him, which is interesting considering what dynamic could have brought to the ending choice. Yeah, that would be. A game where you only play as Lamar would be fine with me. I love Lamar. I love Lamar. He's just so... I don't know. He just has that, like, childlike naivete that I think some of us wish we had. You lose it into adulthood. Like, despite the real shit that Lamar's been through. Just... would kill for a Lamar DLC. That would be cool. They didn't really do any DLC for GTA 5, did they? They focused too much on GTA Online. You know, like, all the other GTAs got really great DLCs. Like, I don't remember any of the story, but I remember, like, Ballad for Gay Tony was pretty good. What do you mean by attachment figure when Franklin called Lamar? Do you mean by Lamar being his closest friend, or that we're talking about attachment theory? A little bit of both. Franklin doesn't have a particularly strong relationship with his mom, or his aunt, I guess. We don't really hear much about Franklin's parents. When people go through times of distress, they will often seek proximity to their attachment figures. And it may be that Lamar has essentially been the most stable relationship in Franklin's life. And going through what he went through with Michael made him realize, Lamar's my guy. And he felt this compulsion to call him in the aftermath of that. And I think that says something about the longevity and the intimacy of their relationship. Hello, Riley. A casino storyline in story mode would be epic, yeah. They initially said they were going to make single-player DLC, but never did. One of the biggest GTA 5 disappointments. That is a bummer. How would you recommend telling family that you need a higher level of care when they've reached reacting negatively to that in the past? You can't control their reaction. You can only control what you say. And expressing your needs clearly and concisely, talking about the ramifications of not getting that kind of treatment. Like, you control what you can control, which is how you say it and what you say. You can't control other people's reactions to it. You respond to that reaction in whatever way you need to. Shame we never got another Undead Nightmare for Red Dead. I never played the original Undead Nightmare. Hope stream went well. Just started Last of Us 1. Can't wait to see your reaction to certain things in the series. Enjoy, Conman. Good night, Moonkeeper. Hi, can we play in GTA 5 online? My name is... No, we can't. I don't play GTA online. Sorry, fam. We just met. Please buy me a drink and wine and dine me before you make a request like that. Thinking of getting those photorealistic mod. That is, I have GTA 4 downloaded, and I also have it modded. I'll wine and dine you? Thank you. Yeah. I don't have distinguished taste, but I do have taste. Undead Nightmare would have been funny even if it had nothing to do with the story. Imagine Arthur saying something hilarious and ignorant to zombies. Be cool if you could be all the different characters, like, playable. Like, if you could be, like, if you could play as, like, Dutch, you could play as Micah and Arthur and stuff. Like, if they did it that way, that would be kind of fun. They have, like, different class abilities and shit. Kind of like they did with Franklin and Michael and Trevor in GTA 5. Just like have different strengths and weaknesses. You know, like Micah's got like a lone wolf perk where he's better off when he's on his own, and you know, maybe gets a power up if he kills somebody on his own team. How long was it before me and DrMick played Destiny together? I don't remember, Deareth. Franklin teams up with Zombie Lamar. Perfect. If there was an option to play as Micah, I'd probably just drive off cliffs. Amazing how hated Micah is. I don't want to give any spoilers. I don't want to talk about any spoilers of Red Dead right now, because if people haven't watched it yet and haven't played the game, I don't want to ruin it for him, because this is a GTA stream. But shooting aliens with a ray gun was probably my favorite part of the GTA 5 campaign. It's pretty fun. Those missions were pretty fun too. I'm a little bummed that the guy deserted us at the Capitol. You know, like that guy was all about let's get together, let's have this giant movement for weed and stuff, and then, you know, then nothing happened. What was your favorite moment of the playthrough? Probably when I lit the gas line to the van and it only popped the tire. That was pretty classic. I gotta say, like, that part was really funny to me. I think the attempts with Franklin of trying to steal the plane and then land on top of the building were a lot of fun for me too, despite the fact that I didn't successfully do it. Some of the moment-to-moment breakdowns between Trevor and Michael were a lot of fun. Yeah, we were established rapport, Jareth. You bought me a couple appetizers. Micah really did make the most sense to me. My favorite moment was when you picked up that hitchhiker lady and then she died and then you drove the car into the ocean. That was pretty good too. Being a bus driver as Franklin was funny too when we picked her up again in the bus. Yeah, that was good. Yep. Modern GTA game set in Europe would be a great change of pace. I think that would probably be hard for Rockstar because they're a US-based company. Good night, lady. One of my favorite moments was when you ran over by in the tunnel after attempting to steal a vehicle. Oh, yep. There's some good... I mean, the chaos moments are always the best. We didn't have any Alligator Jesus moments, but... Look how much music... The amount of money they must have spent to license all this music. We did have a Jesus moment, though. We did. We did meet Jesus. Jesse, as he goes by these days. There was a car accident that caused a massive pileup in the middle of the road during a Trevor mission. It was good. Also, when I landed the plane on the highway, that was good. I liked that. Good night, actress. I'm honored that so many of you are sitting through the credits with me. I actually kind of enjoy these credit discussions. They're nice. Gives us a chance to just kind of decompress after making a tough decision. Grieve the loss of the game. Forza goes all around the world for Horizon series. I'm sure it wouldn't be too much of a problem, although there wouldn't be as much content if it isn't in the US, I think. Yeah, I mean, Forza is also just a racing game. It's not a satire on society at large. I'm beginning to grow more and more curious about this alligator Jesus in the Red Dead playthrough. Frankie, if you go to episode 11 of Red Dead, I think it's like maybe 15 to 20 minutes in. It's absolute classic. It's estimated that Rockstar paid 70 to 80 million for licensing in this game. Holy shit. I mean, I know they made a ton of money on it. So it's an investment that absolutely was returned, but holy crap. It's so much money. Ooh. Can't even fathom that amount of money. They make that every 10 minutes nowadays, right? DMCA and copyright infringement weren't a concern, would you use movies and shows as a medium or still stick to games? I'd still stick to games. Games is my niche. If other people want to do movies and shows, they can. I don't watch enough movies and TV shows. I get bored very easily during movies and TV shows. It's just a different vibe. So it's not a market that I want to corner. I got enough games to play. I don't have any interest in that. They made $800 million the first day it came out. My God. I'm not surprised though. I pre-ordered it. That's one of the things is that you know that GTA is going to be good. There's not really any question of whether a Grand Theft Auto game is going to be good. Yeah, that was in 2013. Imagine since then. I mean, with how many like redesigns and HD iterations and shit that they've made, I can't even imagine. Over the course of its life, GTA 5 has made $6 billion, and GTA Online last year alone made $800 million. There you go. There you go. Make something that people like, they'll pay. Big money. Good for them, man. Good for them. I was exactly, I guess, between buying the game in 2013 and then rebuying it on Steam in 2022. Of that $6 billion, I've paid 90 of it. Those online shark cards are no joke. It's true. It is true. Also, their water physics, 2022, still super solid. Those Rockstar and Take-Two investors must be happy. Oh, of course. Wouldn't you be? I would be. If I made $6 billion in 9 years. We'd be into Devin Weston territory. Also, the difference between $1 billion and $1 million is remarkable. It's like your brain can't really even comprehend the difference. It's $1 billion is 1,000 million. So much money, and then times that by 6. Yeah, it's pretty wild, Bumbler. I bought it on Xbox when it died. I bought it a second time for PC so I could keep playing it. Yep. I got an Xbox One X just to play Red Dead Redemption 2 in 4K when it came out, so you know their games are good. Yep. Yep. If you're a streamer, shark cards are a tax write-off. Right. It's true. I'm still not buying shark cards. GTA Online has never appealed to me. Not a... I don't know. Just doesn't get me excited. Seems like an ideal, right? Like if you and your friends are going to play it a bunch, maybe it's fun. Playing by myself. Oh god. I played League of Legends. I'm not a big MOBA guy. I really don't like them. My brain just doesn't work the way those are set up for. And League of Legends is... I'm gonna talk about a toxic community. Oh my god. A million seconds is 11 days. A billion seconds is 32 years. That kind of shit, dude. Also, good to see you, Micah. Right? Ridiculous. The difference. If you made $1,000 a day since the year one, you still wouldn't have $1 billion. That one always gets me. Somebody just handed you $1,000 a day. Thankfully, the mod community is building nice Red Dead Redemption 2 online RP servers. Cool. I actually didn't know that. This is wild. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. But everybody's name deserves to be shown here. If you happen to make it all the way this far on YouTube, I will say this, that if you ever want to catch me live, 9:30 p.m. Pacific time on Twitch, we usually talk for the first 45 minutes to an hour. We just chat, people ask me questions, we go wherever the wind blows, and then we start our playthroughs. Would love to have you there live at some point if you'd like. If you ever want snapshots of the different illustrations that were made during these playthroughs, TikTok's a really great place to find those. So is Instagram to an extent. Our Discord community is thriving. We'd love to see you in there. Got lots of folks in there, lots of great mental health resources. Twitter's a smorgasbord of stuff. I wonder what is the longest credit roll in history? Anybody know? What's the longest credit roll in history? I guess I could Google it. But, you know, I got time to kill in terms of engagement here on the credits. I'm actually going to go pee really quick while we let this play out and while you all look that up. Mighty number 9. Over 3 hours of endgame credits. Wow. Mighty number 9. I don't think I've ever even heard of that. Mighty Number 9. 2016 action platform video game. Oh, it was crowdfunded through Kickstarter. Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn, set the Guinness World Record for longest end credits in an MMO video game with an incredible 1 hour 38 minutes. Jeez. That's wild stuff. Every person that backed the game was mentioned in the credits? Probably. Double Fine did that for Psychonauts. They put every Kickstarter name in the credits. That is the only piece of credits that I have skipped until this point. I appreciate the people that crowdfunded Psychonauts, but they didn't develop the game, so. Man. Also, if you like the music of the credits, go to Spotify, search DrMick. Or check the link down in the description, or put exclamation point Spotify in chat, and you can listen to it. You can also purchase it at the merch store at drmick.store. It's a shame that they didn't do this in alphabetical order. That would have helped. At least I'd know where we are. Is there anything you'd like to see done in the next Grand Theft Auto? I don't know. Because I know that they're gonna... Yeah, a female playable character or just like a gender fluid character, so you could decide whatever you want them to be on the spectrum of gender. That would be kind of neat. I do think it would be cool to make the character, you could put whatever identity you wanted to put into the character, and they would still have the same, yeah, like Cyberpunk, like where your character would have the same narrative, same story, but at least like it represents what you would want them to represent. I think that would be cool. I did know that, Bald Knobber. I did know that Metal Gear Solid 4 had a long-ass cutscene. Better representation of therapy, I think, would be, yeah. Yeah, if they had a therapist in there that was actually really good at what they do, I do think that would be meaningful. Location and characters of GTA 6 have been leaked. I don't trust any of that stuff. Unless a Rockstar dev comes out and says that's true, I don't trust any news about GTA 6. No matter how well-sourced people say it is. Unless Rockstar confirms it. Yeah, I think more female influence in Grand Theft Auto 6 would be good. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of mute protagonists either, Shikar. It makes it a little bit harder for me to analyze these games when that's the case. How realistic a therapist can an NPC really be? Very? Just get a couple therapists to help you write the character. It's not like the AI is reacting to what's happening in the game. It's pre-scripted. Actually, you know what, Bald? I agree with that. After playing Red Dead 2 and GTA 5, I agree that Rockstar's game design is a little bit too linear on the missions. I loved in Grand Theft Auto 3 and in Vice City, I think even to an extent, you could do missions in all sorts of different ways and still accomplish the same thing. Like, you could get really creative with how you did stuff. Rockstar scripts all their missions now. Go here, sit here, do this, do this. Like, you're basically playing a movie. And I do miss being able to have some extra creativity. I think that's why doing the stuff with Franklin, where we tried to figure out how to get on top of the Maze Bank Tower, was so big. Because I got to be creative with the way in which I tried to do that, right? Like, hijack a plane, fly the plane up, parachute out, try to land, or do we take a helicopter? Do we take Trevor... Right? Do we take Trevor, get in a helicopter, fly it to a spot near Franklin, drive over to where the helicopter was? Like, that kind of stuff is stimulating, as opposed to just go here, stand in this yellow circle, then do this. I agree with that completely. That it is way too scripted. And Red Dead 2 I agree, was even worse than GTA. So that's a really good point. I've heard of the game, but I don't know much about it, Dank. What if mute protagonist, but it's part of the story rather than a player insert? I mean, that would be different. That would be representation of a person who's mute, which is different than muting the character just because. This counters the idea of a free and open world when they do scripted missions. It's fine if a game is linear, but Rockstar makes these worlds so open and borderline of simulation. It's a shame that it's not utilized more in actual missions. Imagine if you could have approached the heists in even more ways than just A or B. It's true. Yeah, like, how cool would it be if there were if there was a drill laying around and it was in a set location in the city, and because you were exploring it, you saw that drill was there and you knew you could get into it. And then you could deduce that there's a construction site next to the Union Depository, and that maybe you could drive it down into the construction site and, like, drill through it. Like, how badass would that be to make that on your own? I agree. Like, the creativity in heist would be amazing. Do we go in guns blazing and then see what the risks are? Do we try to turn off all the technology? Oh, man. I mean, that kind of stuff, yeah. Anything like that where you basically get to build your own thing. I'm in on it. Kind of like how you found the woman getaway driver. Yeah. And I love how, like, when she died in the seat, and I didn't know she was going to die in the seat, and then we drove her off into the lake. I mean, I'm a little bit bummed that she respawned. I kind of wish that would have been permanent. But whatever. Damn, these are... How long? GTA 5 credits. 35 minutes, okay. We gotta get in. We're getting pretty close, I imagine. They did make a game called The Quiet Man, where the main character is deaf and there was basically no audio as you played as them. Unfortunately, the entire game has no sound, even as the scenes he's not in. Cool idea, but badly executed. Yeah, man! Do you ever replay games because of how much you enjoyed them the first time around? Depends on the game, Frankie. Like, I'm not gonna probably play Grand Theft Auto 5's story ever again. I will. I don't know, because like I played Star Fox 64 like a bazillion times. Like Star Wars Rogue Squadron, I played a bazillion times. Like there's some games like that where I play them over and over again. But like these big RPGs, I tend not to. Like Cyberpunk, for example. I don't have any intention of playing Cyberpunk again. I like the idea of living with the consequences of how I play the games. It's not like I'm rigid about it. Like if I ever had a hankering to play Red Dead Redemption 2 again, I suppose I would. There's no harm in firing it back up, but not a lot of games that I'm like, oh man, I really want to revisit that after I finish it. You know, Death Stranding is a game that I really wish I would have done under this format, but I don't have any desire to do it again. I think Death Stranding could have been a lot more interesting if I was putting more of a cognitive effort into the game itself. I did play Mass Effect 10 times, that's true. So Mass Effect is an exception to that. Yeah, Mass Effect's a good example. I forgot about that. But I will say, I think 10 was probably it. I don't know that I need to play Mass Effect again. 10's a lot. We just got Destiny to go back to, it's true. Although, Destiny's getting stale on me again. I really wish that they would switch up the formula a little bit. I get that it's hard to do on the cycle that they have, but it's been hard for me to go back to recently. I enjoyed the expansion, but top of the morning to you, Sean. Please tell me you've said that again. Why did you not like Dr. Friedlander? Because he is vile. He is everything that people are worried that therapists are. And it was a bad choice on representation. He violated HIPAA. He made it about himself. He made it expensive for really no reason other than to make stupid amounts of money off of Michael. He exploited Michael. Everything about Dr. Friedlander is terrible. Yeah, Dr. Friedlander is... Can't endorse that man. Would not refer to him. Sean, how's Ireland? They make weird sexual questions out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, which is another thing. People are always afraid that therapists only care about that kind of shit because Freud was all about that or whatever. And, like, that's not... Very little of what Dr. Friedlander did was good. He did have some moments. I have to give him credit for some stuff he said. But on the whole, terrible. Unethical. Illegal in some instances. Bad stuff. And I know I said this a lot every time we met him, but the reason that I think the representation of Dr. Friedlander is problematic is because people don't have good, diverse representation of therapists. So that representation is really brutal because it reinforces a lot of things that people believe about therapists rather than make a, you know, it's not as easy to laugh at because some people are like legitimately afraid that that's how their therapist thinks. If we had better representation of therapy in the media, then yeah, I think people could look at it and be like, oh, ha ha ha, this is a satire of a therapist. But it's a little too close to home for people's insecurities about therapists. So that's why I say I think it was really an opportunity for Rockstar to do well by therapists by making him competent. And they chose not to. Michael is your client. I don't think legality is one of your main concerns with this case. Yes, it is. Of course it is. Absolutely. If not more so because of the stuff that he's disclosing. There's no HIPAA doesn't differentiate clients. The code of ethics doesn't differentiate clients. Like, it all matters. Oh, here we go. We're at special thanks. What's going to finish first, the credits or this song? Looks like the credits. Dedicated to the memory of Chris Eddie Edwards, a huge loss to the Rockstar family. Yes, Neuro, but it wouldn't do well. Because therapy would be boring to watch if you watched actual therapy. That's the thing people don't understand. If you had actual, legitimate, good therapy, people would tune out. But it's all about informed consent. If your clients know what they're signing up for, yeah. Look at all this. Look at all this legalese. There's the logos. This is how you always know you're toward the end. You get the logos. From the office of Dr. Isaiah Friedlander, client notes, highly confidential. Patient, Dr. Mick. Oh, Lord. This lunatic will retire me. Likes to think of self as straight shooter, but doesn't see other faults. Perpetual adolescent, miser. Bizarre moralizer at times, which makes me laugh. Sees self as savior of women, odd given certain behaviors. Avoids family commitments. Doubt has much of a pension. Then again, probably won't need one. Incapable of valuing suffering of others. Tends to not steal too much more than a situation requires. Is that a good thing? I have no idea anymore. Tried yoga, but preferred murder? Not really into physical fitness. Makes friends easily. Poor friends. Not able to really finish things they start. Nut job. Thanks, Dr. Friedlander. YouTube, thanks for making it all the way through the playthrough. If you didn't bail from the credits, thanks for making it all the way to the end. I appreciate you immensely, and I can't wait to see you on the next run. Thank you very much.